The song we're doing is Hymn of Promise by Natalie Sleeth. And before we begin, I'd like to have you listen to these words from this well-known hymn. In the bulb there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree. In cocoons a hidden promise, butterflies will soon be free. In the cold and snow of winter there's a spring that waits to be, unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. Interesting about this song, Natalie Sleeth originally wrote this piece as an anthem in 1985, and it was entitled, In the Bulb There Is a Flower. It was written at a time when Sleeth was pondering the ideas of life and death, spring and winter, Good Friday and Easter, and the whole reawakening of the world that happens every spring. She was inspired by a line in a T.S. Eliot poem, The Four Quartets, In Our End is Our Beginning, which became the beginning line of the third stanza of the hymn. 2 years later, this anthem caught the attention of the United Methodist Hymnal Selection Committee, and it was selected as a hymn to be included in the 1987 United Methodist Hymnal. While it carries the promise of spring and the hope of Easter in its beautiful metaphors, it has also become a very appropriate hymn for funerals and memorial services. In fact, despite its being composed as a church anthem, shortly after its composition, her husband was diagnosed with a terminal malignancy, and one of his final requests was to have this piece sung at his funeral. Another little tidbit I learned that in 1990, Natalie Sleeth received an honorary doctorate from Nebraska Wesleyan. She passed away in 92 at 61, unfortunately from cancer. In closing, she often expressed how life moves into death, death gives way to eternity, and the ultimate victory comes for those whose doubt has evolved into belief. This is Hymn of Promise.